Yes, good morning, people. Happy Thursday to each and every one of you. As always, never ever dull at Tottenham Hotspur. It's definitely not dull today. Let me just check that I'm not on mute. I'm not on mute. Done it this morning. I've done it this morning. Look, first of all, before we get going, look, in as in life, as in football, there is always good news, there is always bad news, and there is always heartbreaking news. So I just want to start. By saying that some bad news has been coming out of football today in regards to former England, Benfica, Lazio, Roma and Man City manager Sven-Göran Eriksson, who has given an interview where he said that he has got terminal cancer and will leave him with just around a year to live. I'm not going to go into the article. There's no need to. I just think that it's moments like this where we should remember that all the hate, all the nonsense that goes around, it doesn't really matter. There are more important things in life. And the best wishes to him and his family. And I hope that he can see out the remainder of his days in peace. And I guess thank you for everything that he's done in football. Whether you liked him as a manager, whether you didn't, always came across like a good football guy. Really sad to see. And look, I wanted to put that in there, get that out of the way. Because, you know, it's important. We can sit and argue about which centre-back do we sign, how good is Timo Werner, are Spurs winning the league, are Man City cheats, how bad are Arsenal? None of it matters. None of it matters. So a huge shout to his family and to him, and I hope that they get through that in the best way possible. So there was that. But moving forward in football, there is always good news. There is bad news and there is good news. The good news, as we know, is that Radu Dragusin is a Tottenham Hotspur player. We know that Jed Spence is now a Genoa player. And we also know that Eric Dyer, I can't believe it. I can't believe this sentence is ever coming out of my mouth. Eric Dyer is a Bayern Munich player. This is absolutely crazy that Eric Dyer is a Bayern Munich footballer. This is one of the biggest clubs in world football. Multiple Champions League winners, won the Bundesliga countless times, one of the most revered clubs in the world. And Eric Dyer has signed for them. It is unbelievable. We'll have a look at everything that's happened in a minute. Before we do, let's go to the chat. Let's see who's inside. As always, I can't believe it. It's breaking on Sky Sports. It's breaking from Plettengoal. It's breaking from Fabrizio Romano. Unbelievable scenes in the world of football. I'm going to put it out there. Eric Dyer has won football today. It doesn't matter who else signs anyone. Eric Dyer personally has won the game of football. He's like sixth choice centre-back at Tottenham Hotspur, and he's now signed for Bayern Munich. I just can't, like, mind blown. Big up for Yogi Bear, saying he should start at Tottenham. I don't know who that's about, but okay. Louis K saying Dyer's in Munich. What a piece of business. Yes, by the way, they're talking about a fee of 3.4 million. So we've actually made some money on Eric Dyer, 3.4 million pounds. By the way, Jed Spence has got an option to buy for Genoa for 10 million pounds. So 3.4 million pounds is the fee for Eric Dyer. Thomas Tuchel has said Eric Dyer is here in the city. We're trying to finalise a move to have him as another option at centre-back. We'll wait until everything is done. Let's be fair. He's in Munich. He's 3.4 million. This is going to be done. I'll show you what Florian Plettenberg said in a minute as well. I just can't believe it. The world's gone mad. The world's gone mad. Let's start with that, actually. Let's quickly have a look at that, and then I'll get to all the messages. Let me just share the screen. Let's start with, we always start with Romano. Let's start with Plettenberg. Can you see that there? There he is. There's Eric. Florian Plettenberg saying exclusive news for Eric Dyer. He's a new player of FC Bayern. He's arrived at the airport now. Medical today. Dyer told me FC Bayern is an amazing club. Amazing. There he is. Look how happy he is. Look how happy Eric Dyer is. And listen, best of luck to him. I didn't think he was right for us. Probably been at Tottenham for too long. But what a move for Eric Dyer going to Bayern Munich. As we can go down here, again, it said exclusive deal, done deal, agreement between the clubs, etc., etc. And that was it from Plettenberg. By the way, it was just saying that it's no longer ruled out that Kimmich might leave Bayern in the summer, but we'll get back to that a little bit later on. So there was what Plettenberg had to say about it. Fabrizio Romano, very, very similar. Fabrizio Romano said this, if I can just show you. Fabrizio Romano, sorry, this isn't my account, so I don't have control over it, has said Eric Dyer joins Bayern for a fee close to €4 million. €4 million. Personal terms agreed. Tuchel also called Dyer. He's in Munich today. Spurs accepted after the Dragusin deal green light overnight from Daniel Levy. Here we go. Bayern will now go for a new right back. Now that of all accounts I've been told and seen that it's going to be Mukiel of PSG. So it looks like they're going to have Dyer and Mukiel. Just absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. So let's have a look and see what else Fabrizio Romano has said in the world of Tottenham Hotspur before we get to the chat. Is what we just said here. He is in the city. There he is, Eric, in an England kit, in England training kit. Again, more Eric Dyer. But if we scroll down, you will see 45 minutes ago, he said, Jed Spence undergoing medical tests as new Genoa player. Tottenham have already sent all documents to complete the loan transfer. Buy option worth €10 million. Sorry, not pounds, €10 million. Not mandatory and up to the club in June. Spurs will cover 100% of the salary as part of the Dragusin agreement. Sorry, just quickly, somebody wants to come up. Hang on. All right, mate. All right. There he is. There's Stewie. Stewie is a big fan of Eric Dyer, so he's very upset today, aren't you, mate? Yeah, you're upset, aren't you? Just sit down there. Every now and then he gets a bit needy and wants to sit down on my lap. So Jed Spence, €10 million buy option, 100% of the salary is being covered by Tottenham Hotspur. So I don't know what he's on. I'm guessing 20 grand a week, 25 grand a week. I don't know. Somebody in the chat will know. Further to that, if we scroll down, some news about Anthony Martial, some news about Jadon Sancho at Borussia Dortmund, some news about Matteo Politano's new contract extension. And then this was 3 hours ago, so about 7 a.m. UK time. Fabrizio Romano said all documents have been sealed between Genoa and Tottenham for Radu Dragusin deal. The Romanian centre-back has also completed medical tests yesterday. Official announcement, next step, as Postecoglou will have the new centre-back he wanted. And then just confirming that the medical is going to be today for Jed Spence. So, let's be fair, this is a little bit alien to all of us. Tottenham having this much of the transfer window news. The transfer window news cycle has been Tottenham. As far as I've seen, people might tell me I'm wrong, I have not seen an official bid go in from Aston Villa for a player, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle. The only other team I've seen in the top half that have done any business has been Brighton, bringing in a 19-year-old, a 19-year-old left back. So at the moment, Spurs are the team that have moved. I think we needed to. I think we definitely needed to from a centre-back perspective. But what we are seeing, and I will get to your chats in a minute so I can have a breather, what we are seeing is the deadwood is starting to leave the football club. In the summer, Davinson Sanchez left. Now, Lloris has gone. Eric Dyer has gone. Yes, Jed Spencer's gone out on loan, but would Tanganga and Reggie, are they going to go on loan? Are they going to be sold permanently? Talks of Brian Hill, Højbjerg. a lot of the players that have been here for a while, or the Deadwood, I'm not saying Højbjerg is Deadwood, but you know what I mean, are starting to funnel out of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And Postecoglou's build, I'm not calling it a rebuild. There was nothing to rebuild from as far as I'm concerned. The Postecoglou build is in full effect. And this man is working wonders at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And credit where it's due. Daniel Levy, as it seems at the moment, is playing ball. He is giving the manager what he wants. We are told that Timo Werner is the player he wanted. He's given him the player. Given him? That doesn't work, does it? He's given him the player. Dragusin, we are told he is the player that Postecoglou wanted. He's given him the player. So this is all good news for Tottenham. This is all very, very good news for Tottenham. Let me get to the chat. Sorry, I'm absolutely shattered now. And that was only 11 minutes. Big up. I'm not going to be able to read everyone out, but big up to 7SC. Big up to you. Big up to Ian Satwick. Big up to Sean Smith. Tyler talking about celebrating the Dyer's gone. For me, I just wish him the best. I just wish him the best. Stayed a bit too long for me, but I wish anyone that leaves the club the best of luck in their new ventures. Good morning to Mazza in the chat as well. Good morning to Hit the Bar. He thinks we'll be focusing on a few outgoings before we push for a midfielder. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hit the Bar. We'll talk about that in a minute. That was me letting you know that I'd be 1 minute. Of course, I am here. It is me. It is I. Good morning to THFC 20. Good morning to Jessica. Kingy 63. Daniel E. I could do this all day. Ash 7. I'm not going to do this all day. I'm going to try and catch up a little bit. Good morning to you, Tony. And good morning, of course, to Ren. How are you doing? Yes, sad news. A very timely reminder that life is too short. Let's be kind to each other, people. Football talk, yes. Rudeness, no. And this dog is doing my head in. Just sit down. Just sit down. If you want to sit there, just sit down. Good boy. Oh, my gosh. Chris Lewis said, morning, Savva. I hope you are well. If the window was to shut today with the 2 players bought, what would you rate it out of 10? Sad to hear about Sven Goran Eriksson. Yeah, I'm normally not one to do the 10 out of 10 rating thing. For me, I think I went through this yesterday. I always find it interesting when people rate a window before we've actually seen what the effects of the window is. I've seen people do this many a time. People last, not this summer gone, the summer before, where Conte was given 7 players. People were coming into my chat, not everyone, people coming into my chat going, oh my God, they've backed him. We've got 2 players in every position. We're going to win a league. And then it was like, oh, he wasn't backed as soon as we started not doing well. So for me, it will be how well do Dragusin and Werner do when they're coming in before we know the 10 out of 10. Now, that might sound like a very serious, sensible answer, but otherwise, I don't know what we're judging it on, if I'm brutally honest. Big up, John Ellis Hall. I'm not reading that out. Wes, big up to you over there in Australia as well, my friend. Big up to you over there. By the way, I hope everybody is still smashing that like button. Come on. 475 of you in here and 111 likes. That's not even a quarter. Smash that like button. This takes a lot of energy to do this hour and a half on my own. So smash that like button. And as far as subscribers go, we are motoring towards the 13K. We're only 350 away now, which is mad because 9 days ago, we weren't even at 12K. So thank you very much to absolutely everybody. Please keep subscribing. The link is pinned in the chat and I'm putting it in sporadically. If anyone wants to be a member, let me know. That is available as well. Get the fraud Arteta out my club. I said football has gone wired, or do you mean weird, if Bayern Munich signed Dyer? Yeah, I can only imagine this will be a full 5th choice signing. I just can't wrap my head around it, but it's happened. Rain Man is in the chat. So 10th and 11th of Jan 2024 has been absolutely amazing days in Spurs transfer history. See, now, I think it's been good. I'm not going to start talking about amazing or brilliant because we don't know how Timo Werner is going to do. And Dragusin is a very young centre-back still. So very good business. But I think when we start talking about absolutely amazing and 10 out of 10 windows, I think just relax because fans will be the first ones. If Werner doesn't work out, fans will be the first ones to go, oh, well, it wasn't who Postecoglou wanted. It's not who he wanted. He wanted Jimenez. He wanted Tony. So I think we've got to just feet on the ground. Let's listen. I hope that Timo Werner hits the ground running. I hope he scores loads of goals. I really do. I want every player in a Spurs shirt to succeed. Tony said, big up Savva. Love your content and commentary. Great transfer window so far. I hope we can sign one more. I think we will sign one more. I think we gotta relax. Best window ever. I think people are getting just a little bit carried away. Most people didn't even know who Dragusin was a few weeks ago and were saying that Timo Werner was a Chelsea reject. So I think we just feet on the ground a little bit. It's very good. We're moving in the right direction, but feet on the ground a little bit for me. Good afternoon to you, Eddie, wherever you are. Good afternoon. It's still morning for me, but good afternoon to you. Z Gould has said, good afternoon. 3.4. Could you have got more? I think we're lucky to get 3.4 million for him, if I'm brutally honest. I think, you know, he completely, as a player that wasn't wanted by Tottenham, 5th, 6th choice, contract runs out in June, and we've got some money for him. So, yeah, absolutely. Spurs Live said, how is Henry doing? As far as I know, Henry is okay. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. But as far as I know, Henry is okay. So, yes. So, wishing Henry, I'm not sure exactly thing, but I do know that he had to go into hospital and he wasn't feeling very well. So, best of wishes to Henry, and I'm sure he's going to be absolutely fine. Video complete. Sofiane said, morning, Savva. Thomas Tuchel said Eric Dyer can help Bayern win the Champions League. Now, imagine he does. Imagine Bayern Munich win the Champions League with Eric Dyer and Harry Kane in the starting 11. Oh, can you imagine it? Oh, dearie me. Paul Watkins said, big up Savva. Just wondering, do you believe we've got 2 players in? Do you believe it? Yes, I do believe it. Well done to the board and Ange. Savva, Q, it is realistic. We will get a number 8. And who do you believe it will be? I think we will get one. I've got a feeling they'll go with a youngster. I wouldn't. I would go with someone more like a Matt O'Reilly, a Conor Gallagher, a Brian Cristante, a Calvin Phillips. I would go with someone with a little bit more experience, whether that be on loan, whether that be buying, depending on who the player is, on the circumstance. But for me, I would like to see a little bit more experience put into this squad. Just me. It's only me. Paul, I said, Bayern fans can't be happy. Wow. Yeah, Orox Beats has said he has failed his career upwards. Not sure how that's possible. It's mad, isn't it? He's joined Bayern Munich, having not been wanted by Tottenham Hotspur. Just mad. Absolutely madness at this football club. But it's all us, isn't it? Everything is us. Sorry, I'm just checking to see if there's any other breaking news. Bear with me. Somebody's just sent me something, but I think it might be what I've already seen. In other news, Tuchel has confirmed that he wanted Eric Dyer. He's a specialist at centre-back. We're getting him for the centre-back position. He can play right or left centre-back as well as in a back 3. He also used to play as a 6 in the Premier League some years ago. So it looks like they're very much buying Eric Dyer as a utility player, which is what he was very much at the beginning of his Spurs career, right? If anyone remembers, I'm sure you all remember it. I don't know why I'm saying if anyone remembers. He made his Spurs debut, if I'm not wrong, playing at right back in a game against West Ham. And he scored, right? And he scored the right back. So really, really interesting. Expect to see Eric Dyer pop up at right back, centre mid. Yeah. Stewie can be a literal angel. He can, or he can be a right wriggly pain in the backside. He just wriggles around and he likes nestling his head right in there. He likes nestling his head. Anyway, that's enough about Stewie. Shem said, good morning, Savva. Good morning to you. Can this window get any better? Now Dyer is going. Who's next? The kit man, the tea lady. The window is great. Can it get better? Of course it can. There's a lot to do. I'm not saying it has to be done this window, but there is a lot to do. You've got Serge Reguilon. You've got Tanganga, Brian Hill, Højbjerg. What's going to happen with Ndombele? Lots and lots and lots of players that aren't really in the frame. What is going to happen with them? Does anything happen with them now? Do we move them in the summer? All I know is I cannot criticize the club in any way when they are doing the things that I've wanted them to do for years. Yeah, we can all sit there and say, oh, maybe this player, I'm not sure. Like, it's okay for me to say I'm unsure on Werner. I want to see what he does. But what I can't do is say that we're not trying. What I can't do is say that we're not offloading players. So for me, very, very positive times at Tottenham Hotspur right now. I wish it was positive on the likes front. 178 likes, 552 of you in here. And by the way, let's get subscribers. Shall I set a target for today? Can we? I can't get my arm up because the dog's on it. Can we get, I just don't want anyone to see the revenue. 12,000, I don't want anyone to see the revenue. 12,643 people. Can we get that to 12,700? That's 552 of you in here. That would be, what was that, an 11th of you just going over there and subscribing? The link is in the chat. I won't mention it for a while, but if you could, that would be absolutely amazing. So the link is in the chat, and please smash that like button. We should be at 250, 300 easily. Big up for the super chats. Ren has said Spurs back is hurting from carrying this window. Look at Ren getting it out there, getting the positive vibes. Tottenham carrying the window. It's interesting, isn't it? Because the bigger clubs, the clubs around us haven't moved. Are they going to move? Who are they going to move for? I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen. We've set, for the first time in ages, we're the club that have gone, right, there's our cards, beat us. We've shown our cards. So who will move? I don't think City need to. I think Arsenal definitely need to. I think United need to. I think Newcastle need another midfielder. If I'm brutally honest, I think they are very weak in central midfield because of Tonali being suspended. I think Chelsea need a forward and maybe a centre-back as well. So this is just my opinion. But who knows? Big up, Ren. Thank you so much. Always so kind and one of the nicest people in our community. Big up to you. And also, Edward, thank you very much. Always very generous. I said, what a couple of days. Dragusin yesterday, Dyer today. Maybe we should be greedy and ask for something to happen every day. We want an incoming or an outgoing every day of the window. 30 players in and out. Big up, Edward. Thank you very much. That is so kind of you. What I would say, by the way, for those of you that enjoyed the show the other day, Football Fever, that I did with Judge Mo and with Judge Mo and LB, that will be every Monday at 3 p.m. But today, every Thursday at 3 p.m., we've got another Football Fever. This time it's going to be with Dan Potts from Football's 12th Man podcast and from Kaz from Never a Foul Media, so an Arsenal and a United fan. So join me at 3 p.m. for that. And tonight at 8:30, we have got Spurs Unleashed, as always. Now, Stel isn't very well, so he won't be on. Haas is in Singapore, Thailand, somewhere like that with his missus. So he's traveling, doing that. So tonight is going to be myself, Will Stewart, Iggy, and Alan Clark from Time Added On. I've asked Danny Kiriakou as well, but you lot know what Danny Kiriakou's like. You can ask him today. He'll get back to me in 3 weeks' time. Big up to absolutely everyone inside here. And I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone. I've really enjoyed the last couple of weeks. I've really enjoyed this transfer window, all the shows. The trolls are getting put to a minimum. Everyone in here is very supportive. And I feel like there's a real unity, not only on my channel, but within the Spurs fan base at the moment. And it's amazing what happens when the club can put a plan in place. It really is. Would I take Morgan Gibbs-White? Absolutely, all day, every day, no brainer. Fantastic footballer, Morgan Gibbs-White. He's a fantastic footballer. I really like him. I didn't realise just how good he was until I watched the Newcastle Wolves game at Newcastle, where Wolves Chris Wood scored a hat trick, and I think it was 3-1. And Morgan Gibbs-White ran that game. Everything went through him, and I thought, I knew you were good, but that for me, real standout performance. I really like him. Lots of talk saying, okay, the Ndombele is staying in Turkey, so that's a problem that we can deal with in the summer. Big up to the Chris Master. Hello to you. I said, can't complain. We're actually getting business done early in Jan. Past few windows, it's been deadline day, panics and penny pinching. Absolutely. Now, the question I'm going to ask you all now, there's 564 of you in here, so welcome. Good morning to each and every one of you, wherever you are in the world. Jed Spence, he's had a few loans. It's not really worked out for him in France or at Leeds. Not really worked for him at Tottenham. What needs to happen for this loan deal to work for him in Genoa? What do you think needs to work? What needs to happen for him to work? How many games does he have to play? Because at some point, you've got to stop going on loan, right? At some point, you've got to make a home for yourself. But I wish him all the best of luck. Let me know what you make of that. Jed Spence to Genoa with a €10 million buy option clause. And by the way, we are just waiting for the official. Tottenham Hotspur announcement, so to speak, of Radu Dragusin. At the moment, it's still all about Timo Werner. Guessing they're making some sort of dazzling, sexy, quirky video that will be going on behind the scenes. Let me try and catch up. I'm so far behind. So far behind. Billy Wilson-Nils. So finally, we got rid of Eric Dyer. Only took us 6 years. Only took us 10 years. But listen, best of luck to him. Anna Dawes in the chat as well, a channel member. So morning, Savva. Never a dull day. Never a dull day, Anna. Tottenham. One thing. Whether we're winning trophies, whether we're not, whether we're happy, whether we're sad, there is something going on at Tottenham Hotspur every single day of the year. Whether we're moaning at the owners, at the managers, at the players, whether we're happy, sad, it doesn't matter. There's always something going on. Kate has said, heard they're looking at a number 8, but still trying for Gallagher. I think that's a no-no. I've always said the same thing. I'd take Gallagher. I can't see Chelsea selling him in this window. I just can't see it. But the bookies, some of the bookies yesterday did slash the odds to 1-1. 1-1. Put a pound on, make no money back. Put a pound on, get your pound back. Madness. Absolutely madness. You can rate an intent of a window. Yeah, that'll be fair. That'll be fair. I think the thing is what I don't do, Swanex, is I've seen so many people come in and give windows 15 out of 10, 10 out of 10, all of this kind of stuff. And then the moment it goes wrong, they start saying, oh, but the manager wasn't backed. And I always find that a little bit disingenuous, if you know what I mean, my man. You seem annoyed that Dyer has signed for Bayern. What part of me seemed annoyed that Dyer has signed for Bayern? Don't make things up, Eamon. I'm baffled he signed for Bayern, but good luck to the man. Fair play to him. What an agent Eric Dyer has got. Let's put that out there. Tuchel, it's one of those signings where this is on Tuchel, right? I'm a firm believer on that. The manager signs a player. If it goes well, you get the praise. If it doesn't go well, you have to take it. That's the same thing I've said for Postecoglou on Timo Werner. Same thing you'll say for any manager bringing in a player, right? Same thing you'll say for any manager. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, I'll tell you what. It's so cold in London at the moment that water that's been there for about half an hour is still freezing. It is freezing cold. Liam has said, if we sign a box-to-box, a DM box-to-box player like Hatate or Gallagher, then this is a 9 out of 10. Right, I'm going to entertain it. You know I'm not going to do it. All I want now for the next couple of seconds is give me a number out of 10 that you're giving this window so far. Not if we sign anyone else so far. People love this out of 10 game. I blame Henry Wright. He always does this. Future's bright. Future's lily white. Sorry, I said Bayern won't win anything this season. Sorry. There we go. Okay, I mean, it is Bayern Munich. Don't write them off. Mighty Spurs, so big up Savva. What do you make of Ekazil Fernandez? I don't know too much about him. I don't ever want to be that guy that sits and comments on players that I've not really seen. But what I do want to be the guy is that comments, smash that like button, people. And you have been so generous this morning. It's unbelievable. We are now only 40 away. We were like just 58 away. We're now 40 away from 12,700. It's madness, absolutely madness. So if you do want to subscribe, the link is pinned in the chat. And there are 624 of you in here, which is madness for this time in the morning. And only 260 likes. We've at least got to get to 50% likes. 300 plus, please. Sorry, Joseph Tyler said, hope you're well, Savva. Do you think Radu's agent already becoming a problem with his recent comments, especially talking about his client joining another club in the next few years? Someone said this a couple of days ago, actually, Joseph. Someone said his agent talks a lot. And whilst it's not a problem now, they think it's going to be a problem a bit further down the line. Now, look, I don't know. You never know, do you? But what we do know is if you put a megaphone in front of this guy's mouth, he's going to be screaming something to someone. But let's not worry about that the day that he's officially going to sign as a Spurs player, eh? Big up to Ivalus, who said, we are looking like the only team in the top 5 to strengthen their team. Yes. Very early days. As I've said, I don't think City need to. I'm not saying they won't. I don't think they need to. I think the others do. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm expecting in the next week, you're going to see a couple of those clubs put bids down for players. Who they'll be, that's up to their fans to guess. I don't know. Are we going to see Arsenal go and get a striker? Their fans talk about Osimhen and Tony. I can't see it. Will they go for maybe a Santiago Jimenez? I don't know. We'll find out. Do Liverpool do anything? Liverpool, 1 foot in the League Cup final. They're into the knockout stages of the Europa League. They're in the 4th round against Bristol Rovers or Norwich in the Cup, and they're top of the league. What do they need? Do they need any players? Do they need a couple of reinforcements? They're looking good, aren't they? Stanikus just said, glad Dyer's gone. Needed a foreigner off the books. Just Tungai next. Yeah, good. Very, 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 very good point, that. Bellingham has said, Savva smiling ear to ear. Listen, loads of people have basically going, it's nice to see you happy this window, the Savva. It's nice to see you happier. Yeah, when Spurs do proper things, I'm happy. When we do bad things like we did in the windows with Conte, I'm not happy. So, listen, I call it as it is. If I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm sad, I'm sad. I don't just rate players for the sake of it, all right? Everyone knows that. And I think most of you will probably watch me because you appreciate that. Love me, hate me, whatever it is. I think some of you will definitely appreciate that. Swanex has come in as well and said that his agent is a problem. He talks too much. David James Alt says, Savva's right. There is no real way of knowing at this point how good a window is. But in terms of intent, it's been excellent. That's a great sentence. Yeah, absolutely. And this is the most important thing for me, is that we are going in the right direction. That's the key thing for me. That's the key thing. Direction is everything for me. Where are we? So I'm still trying to catch up. I am miles behind. So let me get lots of people talking about Vermeeren. He's only young. Good little player. I've seen him play twice, I think. Twice, 3 times. Good little player. I don't even know if he's on the club's radar. I don't know. So interesting times ahead on that one. By the way, 291 likes. Come on, people. There's 650 of you in here. Smash that like button. And we're now only 38 away from 12,700. I can't believe how generous is everyone being. Shit. One second. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know, right? Smash the like button. That's all I'm going to say. We should definitely be on 350, 400 easily. Big up to Rodney Roberts, who has just gifted a channel membership. That's very, very kind of you, Rodney. Very, very kind of you. I'll see who that went to. By the way, when people gift channel memberships, they don't decide who it goes to. But that channel membership, it went to Bill. Go on, Bill. Can't believe you weren't a member, Bill. Unbelievable. But he has given a channel membership to Bill, who's always in here. Big up to you, Rodney. Big up to you, Bill. Thank you so much for the generosity. I really do appreciate it. Martin Knightsbridge, one of my faves, always in the chat. Love Martin and Khaleesi the dog. I said, you're not allowed to be happy and smile. Stop it. Sorry. It was funny. Someone, right, honestly, I'm a big up. Thank you for this, Martin. Before I get to the last super chat, when you have a YouTube account, like I'm sure you will know, when you have a YouTube account, right, if you do a live show or you do a video, people can comment underneath it, right? And you never know who's going to come in your comments. You never know. You never know. So this morning I wake up and I see all these messages going, great window, good to see you, happy Sav, blah, 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 great player, Dragusin, blah, blah, blah. Where can we finish in the league? And all these questions. And I normally respond to quite a lot of people. And I get this one thing going, oh, you're just a CUNT, never happy, can't believe you're not happy with Spurs. And you know when you sit and you think, where's that come from? Like, what have I said that says I'm not happy with Spurs? And why am I a CUNT? Like, it baffling, mind-boggling. But I'm sure that person's got bigger things to deal with in their life. And the last super chat for the moment is from Team McWilliam. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Said, keep up the good work, Savva. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate the generosity. Thank you so much for that. It is very, very much appreciated. So thank you to everyone for the super chats. Thank you to Rodney for the channel membership as well. Ren has said, God damn it, people. If not for Savva, smash the likes for literal Angel Stewie. He deserves the world. If it's not for me, it's got to be for Stewie, hasn't it? Look. He hates me. Look, what's going on? Can you hear him? Look at that face. How can you not like for that angelic little face of Stewie? Stuart when he's naughty. Stuart when he's naughty. Smash the like button, people. 3 weeks left of the window. Absolutely. A lot can happen. A lot can happen with 3 weeks of the window. By the way, sorry, the Spurs Express have announced that the signing, no, they haven't. Sorry, Jack Pitt-Brook has said this. So hang on, let me see if I can find that. 1 second. 1 second, people. Let me just refresh that page. It's the problem of when you do things live. Right, here we go. So make of this what you will. Jack Pitt-Brook via the Spurs Express. A big up to the Spurs Express. Please go and like go and follow them on Twitter or X or whatever they call it these days. I said the signing of Vicario was approved by Paratici, although ultimately Postecoglou chose him ahead of other candidates. The same applied with Mickey van der Ven. Now, I don't know if that's news or not, but it is what it is. And then they've gone on to say, hang on, sorry, and then there's one below this, I believe. So bear 1 second, I believe there's one below this. Have I made this up? There was one. Yes, that Fabio Paratici pushed for the signings of James Maddison and Alejo Valise in the past summer. And by the way, there's some news there from last night that the initial time frame for Ben Davies injury absence seems to be 4 to 6 weeks. So again, as I said, never, ever dull. There is always something going on at this football club. Big up Ash for sending through that information to me. So I'm just messaging Henry. So Henry is out of hospital. So he is out of hospital. Just saying, man, do you need anything? There we go. Just asking if you need. Everyone's asking about you. Hopefully Henry starts to feel better. Absolutely, hope he feels better. Never a dull day. Paratici seems very involved. What's Johan Lang doing? What's his job? Who knows? Where are we? Let me try and catch up a little bit. Philly said Tottenham are acting from a position of strength. Who would have thought that? Positive, right? It's what we need. Always in life, act from a position of strength. The best boss I ever worked for, she said to me once, always strengthen from a position of strength. Yeah? It's going well. We'll just leave it. No, it's going well. Add to it while you're there. That's what the big clubs always do, don't they? Eric Dyer leaving is the signing of the century. Thanks, bye. A little bit harsh, but I hear you. Jace, I still can't believe it. I can't believe that it's happening. Kate, can you imagine? I'll flip this. Can you imagine Dyer holding the Champions League trophy if they won it? Just saying. Just saying. Imagine Dyer and Kane both holding a Champions League trophy. It's not for Tottenham. Absolute madness. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Henry is feeling much better. Alfie has said, you mean Newcastle v Forest? Savva? Yes, sorry, what did I say? Sorry, yes, I meant Newcastle v Forest. Sorry. Newcastle v Forest is exactly what I meant. Let me catch up. There are so many comments. If I don't read out your comment, please don't take it personally. I would never get through the show if I read out everyone's comment. Bill has said Spence was put on the bench after starting the previous game for Leeds, and decided to question the manager and reminding him of who he is and who his parent club is. Farke told him to do it. Is this true? Is this true? Not good if it is. Not good if it is. Right, here we go. Here were the 10 out of 10s for the window so far. Hate these, but I'm doing it anyway. 7, 8, 7, 5, 8.5, 8, 8, 8, 7 for potential. I love that. 7 potential. Spencer Levy signing. Enough said. Yep. 6, 4, 5. If Dyer leaves, it's an 8. Hit the bar is an 8. Because do you know what? I tell you what I like about this, Lee. I think we always forget this, don't we? When we talk about transfer windows, everyone only talks about players coming in. It's a 10 out of 10. We bought in him, and him. And that's why loads of the other windows for me I've not rated as highly, because all the deadwood stays. But if the deadwood is going as well, it ranks up the numbers. I mean, look, I can't go through all of them, but we're getting a lot of 8s, a lot of 7s, a lot of 8s, a lot of 8s. I'm going to see if there's anyone that's gone for... Amrath has gone with a 15. John G has gone because of the incomings and outgoings. It's an 8. Welcome to everyone that's just joined. There's over 675 of you in the chat. Big up to you. Only 335 likes. We should be at 4,500 likes already. Lots of talk coming out from sources this morning about Calvin Phillips possibly going to Newcastle on loan, which would probably make sense for them. I think that would make sense for both parties. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. The link is in the chat. Please do subscribe. It really, really does help. Dennis loves to come in once a day and just reminds me I'm in the mud. I'm not sure why I'm in the mud. You spelt my name wrong as well. Savva in the mud, Hayne. Yes, that mud that's keeping this skin looking fresh and sexy. Thanks, Dennis. Always love you, dude. Billy Wilson said, so far, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. We need a centre mid in. We do need a centre mid, depending on what happens with Højbjerg, depending what's happening with how quickly Basuma and Sarr are back from the African Cup of Nations and Madison getting fit. Interesting times. Big up to the new member, Futures Bright. Futures Lily White has just become a YouTube member. Big up to you. Thank you very much and welcome to the Football Heritage TV family. For when we do a channel member only show, the next one will be the back end of next week, so probably in about a week's time. Hard to fit them in when there's all the transfer news and stuff, but I'll get one in next week. You are welcome to join that, and your comments will get read out. So big up to you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And Oryx Beats, who's also a channel member, has said, would love Cristante to replace Højbjerg, Illing Jr., who's left-footed, to replace Hill, and Wharton or Hackney to replace Skip. I'd be happy with that. Cristante, who's a ready-made, I think he's a 28-year-old Italian international midfielder who plays for Roma, to replace Højbjerg, and then 2 younger players to replace the others. I'd take that. Absolutely great comment. Thank you so much for the super chat, Oryx Beats. I like that. Just trying to catch up a little bit. Big up to Phil P, who said, morning, Savva and co. Good luck to Dyer. Yeah, absolutely. Glad he's gone and we got a few quid for him. Yeah, good luck to him. I think everybody deserves another chance. And he did have some good days in a Spurs shirt. He did have some good days. People saying they'd love to get Paulinho. Is that Paulinho from Fulham? Is this what we're talking about? Yeah, good player. I wonder how much they would cost. Bored with this said, I watch you because I like the dog behind you. I don't care about you. Well, you got to see him. There you go. Thank you for joining. Good morning, Yudo67. Good morning to you. Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Keep smashing that like button, people. We should be on 400, 450. We're only on 356. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed. We're only 33 away from 12,700, which is absolutely ridiculous numbers for me. When I first started the channel, I couldn't even dream of getting to 10k, let alone moving up past 12 and a half and moving towards 13k. So thank you very much. Future's bright. Future's Lee White said, until I see the new players actually play, how can we rate anything? Potentially a good window. We will see. Yeah, I think Dragusin's going to be very good. As you all know, I want to see Werner, not in one game either. I'm not saying I want to see him play a game, score a goal, and we go, he's brilliant. I want to see what he does over a period of time. I'm like that with most signings, especially ones that didn't work out in the country before. Motivation. See what you did there. I said, Savva, if we have a Champions League final tomorrow with a fully fit squad, what would your starting 11 be? If you could also add a midfielder of your choice, realistic. Oh, Jesus. It would be Vicario in goal. Pedro Porro, Christian Romero, Mickey van der Ven, and a doggy. Basuma, Bentancur, Madison, Son, Werner. I don't like Kulu or Brennan Johnson on the right. And Kulu for holding the ball up. I think if you've got Werner and Son, both with a pace, I think you can have one that offers a different outlet. That's what I would do. If I was chucking in a midfielder of my choice, realistic though. Oh yeah, of course, realistic. Then I would say I love Matt O'Reilly. I think he's a brilliant midfielder. I'd get him in. I'd love a midfield of Matt O'Reilly, Bentancur, and Madison. That's what I like. Josh has said, but thank you. A good question. That Josh has said, got to think about those high wages that we've finally been able to shift as well. Lloris, Dyer. Next will probably be Perisic, around 20 million a year in just wages. When you look at it, yeah, I mean, Dyer would have and Lloris would have been on big wages. Dragusin's come in on little, 50k a week, which is relatively small for footballers in the Premier League or a club like Tottenham. But we are paying Timo Werner's wages. I don't know what they are. So I think all in all, it will probably end up balancing itself out. But you're right. Perisic will be on a whack as well. And he'll be going definitely in the summer. So, yeah, absolutely. The club are balancing things out. Dave H., good morning to you. I said, good morning, Savva. I can't believe Dyer has signed for Munich. Well done, Levy. I think we should say well done to Tuchel for taking him. 18 Spurs 82. So Ali Gold has been informed the correct pronunciation is Rado Dragoshin. It's not an easy one to say, that Dragoshin. Okay, got it. Dragoshin. Eamon, I like you too. So we all like you, Savva. What I like is your honesty. Oh, not everyone likes me, and I'm fully comfortable with that. If you woke up to my YouTube comments, you would realize that, or if you saw what people say about me on other platforms. Yes. By the way, I think Florian Plettenberg has just tweeted something, so bear with me. Sorry, I'm using during transfer windows, I use my friend's Twitter account for just for the players, for the in the nose. Has he? I can't see anything. No, someone said he's tweeted. I can't see anything. Lee thinks that Jed Spence needs to grow up. Quite possibly. There is going to be a bit of that, quite possibly. By the way, thank you so much to everybody who has just subscribed. Absolutely amazing. We're now only 32 away. Absolutely amazing numbers. So thank you so much. KM 1804. Love that. I said Spurs have scored more goals as a team this season than last season without Harry Kane. Is that true? Is that true? Are you sure? This season we scored 42. Are we saying that if you took Kane's goals away between them all, is that what we're saying rather than with Kane's goals? Sorry, just so that I'm clear on that one. Adiz said, let's get Scalvini and Gallagher next. Lots of people talking about Scalvini for sure. Lots of people talking about it. I can't see Gallagher coming. I truly can't see Gallagher coming. I do think he's the perfect Postecoglou footballer, though. I really, really do. Dennis, I'm going to block you for this. This is just disgusting. If I'm brutally honest, if somebody's not very well and you say R.I.P., absolutely disgusting behaviour. And big up Henry Wright in the chat. Big up Henry. Is that you? WhatsApp me if it is you, just so that I know it is you. I never know these days. And I'm going to ask you: is that you in the chat? Is that you? In the chat, just because there's so many fake accounts that fly around. Big up to you. Hope you're well, brother. I hope you're feeling well. I would invite you on, but if you're not very well, then obviously I won't be. But big up to you. Big up to Henry, and hope you have a quick recovery for sure. Mighty Spurs has said, Savva, as it's early days, but can you see Spurs coming champions this season? I don't think so this season. I'm going to remain with what I said. I don't think so this season. I've not seen, listen, I think we've signed well. I still don't think we've sprinkled that stardust. I still don't think we've sprinkled that stardust that wins titles. The stardust that Liverpool have, the stardust that Man City have. I still think that you need that to win titles. I've never changed my mind on that. I think you need a Salah. I think you need a Haaland. I don't think we've got one. I think you need, look, they've got their Virgil van Dijks, their Alissons, their Salahs, the De Bruynes, the Rodris, the Fodens, the Haalands, the Bernardo Silvas. I think these are match winners that win in big matches when it counts. So for me, I think we're on the right path. Why not next season? Let's see what we do in this window and in the summer. Why not next season? We'll see. It all depends on what we do. But no would be the answer for me this year. If we win it, I mean, if we win it, I'm going to hire out a pub down Tottenham High Road, put 10 grand behind the bar and let everyone have drinks all night free. If we win it, it would be amazing. I think people get it wrong as well. When I say I don't think we'll win the league, I'd love to win the league. It'd be amazing. I just think the City and Liverpool are just too strong for us. I say just, I think they're more strong than us. Gav North. How are we, Gav? I said, morning, old chap. Overdoing it a bit with a sexy comment. Come on, Gav. Come on. You've called me sexy before, I'm sure of it. No, he hasn't. He hasn't at all. Big up to you, Gav. I hope you are well. Bill, that's a question. Who is the better signing? Our number 16 or Arsenal's number 29? Oh, God. I find it hilarious when I'm streaming with Lee Gunner and he calls him number 29. He's like, number 29. And then he calls Odegaard hair flick, doesn't he? So he spends more time flicking his hair than scoring goal. Oh, look, I don't know. We'll have to see. Look, I mean, it's a low bar. But Werner, listen, I hope he does well. I hope he comes in and smashes that ground running. I really do. I really, really do. Mapping, as said, Savva subscribers is escalating in an elevator mode. Yeah, listen, I'm nowhere near as big as the big boys, the Henry Wrights of this world, and the Seans, and the last word on Spurs. But you know, I'm comfortable with where I am. I'm comfortable that I'm growing nice and slowly. And if anyone would like to subscribe, we're now only 30 away from 12,700, which is absolutely madness. Thomas, did you know? Yes, I did know. I believe that we promised him more game time, which makes sense. And I believe Eric Dyer's probably been promised to play in multiple positions in game time. So that makes sense. Mark my words, Adam Wharton will change English football. Now, this is a big statement. Jishnu, please explain what that means. I'm not doubting you. Sure. What does it mean to change English football? Gaza changed English football, right? Glenn Hoddle changed English football. What do you mean by changing English football? I'd love to know your definition of it. Yes, Drago Sheen. Drago Sheen's name. Yeah, Drago Sheen. That's a tough one to say. Big up Bobby Andrews said, morning, Sav. Hope you're well, bud. What happened this morning? Been on a few teams meetings. Come off and see that we've offloaded Dyer. Who are we? We have an absolute blinder. Question, who's next? That's what we're all talking about. Let me know. Right, guys and girls, 666 of you in the chat right now. Isn't that the omen? Is omen 666? Bad vibes. There's 666 of you. I'm going to ask a question and ask a favor. The question I'm going to ask is, right now, it is 11 a.m. exactly, 11 a.m. UK time. Put in right now, one player. If Spurs can only sign one more player, keep it realistic. Don't chuck in Mbappe and Messi. Keep it realistic. We can only sign one more player this window. Who do you realistically want? One player, not him or him. Him, just the one player. Let me know, and we'll get to that in a minute when I catch up with the chat. I was going to say, look, we are 29 away from 12,700. If 29 out of 666 of you could go down, smash the link and subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. The link is pinned. And also, if we can get the 666 liking, we're on 408. Let's get to 500. Big up to all of you. And Martin Knightsbridge, again, very, very generous, has come in and said, don't drink, but I'll be flying over for that one. Martin, more than welcome. Mate, listen, I'd love it. You know what we're going to do? If Spurs win, thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. If Spurs win the title, I will hire a pub somewhere, put 10 grand behind the bar, and Gav North, you're going to foot half the bill. I'm just joking. He said, if you extrapolate, which is a phenomenal word, if you extrapolate our average goals, we score 10 more than last season. Listen, one of the things I said at the beginning of the season was why I was never worried about Kane going, is it would make us share goals out. Now, don't get me wrong. I still think we need another striker. I still think we need another goal scorer. But this is good. This is what you need. City have Haaland, who scores bundles of goals. But Foden, Bernardo Silva, last year, Gundogan, Mahrez, Rodri, players chip in with goals. Declan has said, Eric Dyer out the door within 2 windows. Maybe Ange can turn water into wine. Winky Pop, what a great picture. I said, good day, Savva. Are we done signings this window? I don't think so. I think you're probably going to see a few go out first, like someone said earlier. I think that we've seen Lloris go, Dyer's gone. We've seen Spence go out on loan. I think you're probably going to see a little bit more outs, maybe a Højbjerg to pave the way for another midfielder. But who knows? We're moving different this window. There we go. Message I think we can all echo. Hope you're feeling better, Henry. And good luck to you. SP7S says, Savva, where are you from? I was born in Lewisham, if that means anything. Invite me, please. Bring your dog. I'm definitely not gonna take Stewie to a pub, am I? Definitely not with a rowdy bunch of Spurs fans. Sean Gerard, good morning to you. Out there in, I want to say, you're out there in Germany. I think I want to say, if that is you and you are out there in Germany, what is the vibe going to be in Germany for Eric Dyer signing for Bayern München? Bayern München. I know he did. I've not seen it yet. Lee loves it, doesn't he? I saw Lee put out a conspiracy theory yesterday that Bayern Munich were never actually in for Dragusin and stuff. It did make me laugh. I do like streaming with Lee. Whenever I feel shit, I watch Lee Gunner. He makes me feel better being a coy. Well, he is funny and he's very good. He does help a lot of people in the community as well. So big up to Lee Gunner. All right, here we go. Here are the names. Here are the names that people have said. Right, here we go. Hang on, just before we do, Ellie's in the house. Big up, Ellie. I said I give it a six as we need a top striker and a right wing back and a central defensive midfielder. Wow. Ellie's, you're demanding things. Ellie's going for big vibes here. Thank you to the 2 people that did just subscribe. So thank you very much. And thank you, Ellie, as always, for your support. Right, here we go. So, Todibo, Morgan Gibbs-White. It's going to be interesting. We're going to see a lot of names here. So, the Dragon, he's already in. Drago. Dragoshin. Todibo, Morgan Gibbs-White, Dybala, Jimenez, Paulinho, Jimenez. El Nenny from Arsenal. Bade. Oh, look, Bade as another centre-half. Gallagher, Morgan Gibbs-White, Dybala, Gallagher, Dybala, Paulinho. Starting to see the same names going around. Paulinho. Now, this is a good shout. Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao. Yes, I would like Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao as well. Yeah, absolutely. Todibo, Gallagher. Guy Carrez of Sporting Lisbon has a €100 million release clause, Joseph. I don't think Daniel Levy's going to entertain a €100 million release clause. Please keep liking, keep subscribing as we move 28 away from 12,700. Gallagher is a risky signing. I don't think he's a risky signing. I think he's the perfect Postecoglou footballer. He is everything Postecoglou wants in a player in midfield. Can play in all three midfield positions, tackles, brilliant engine, gets about the pitch, drives forward with the ball, always available, never injured. Perfect player for Spurs. Whether or not you think he's an amazing footballer, I think he's the right fit. Rafinha, Ivan Toney, again, can't see Spurs spending £100 million on a footballer. Gallagher, we need a midfielder off of Vermeeren. Gallagher, Dybala, Paulinho, sitting the same names, right? Tony, Rafinha is another Anthony. Oh, he's not. Oh, that's no. He is much better than Anthony. No. Gallagher, Vermeeren, Golovin, new name being chucked in. Big up to you, Aaron Lawrence. Paulinho, Jimenez, Dybala, Eze. Bobby, come on. Listen, we're having a good window, right? But Eze is going to cost, what, 70 million? You think Daniel Levy's whacking down 70 million for Eze? Can't see it. I would love him, by the way, Bobby. I'd love him. I'd love Eze or Elise. I'd love that type of player in the Spurs squad. Dybala, Nakamura. We've entered an alternate reality, so I think we'll get Mbappe. This is my pick. That's my pick as well. I love Matt O'Reilly. I think for anyone that's not watched him, I think he's massively underrated. Versatile, scores goals, strong, good in the tackle, good passer. I really like Matt O'Reilly, and he's played for Postecoglou before. Wes wants another attacking option. Thank you to whoever just subscribed, by the way. Lee McIntyre said, our 16 miles better than their 29. This is my second message ever. Lee, it will be seen. Let's not count our chickens. It will be seen, all right? And I suppose it depends on what metric are we judging it. So let's wait and see. Hopefully, Werner is a massive success at the football club. Anana. Lots of talk about Anana going to... by the way, this is interesting. Sorry, lots of talk about... Hang on, I'm going to go back to that on Sky Sports. Lots of talk of Anana going to Arsenal in the last few days. Apparently his agent's been seen in London, and you know how the story goes. And we're only 50 likes away from 500. This is interesting. Man City games without Erling Haaland this season. Everyone says, oh, but if Man City lost Haaland, listen to this. Games 8, 1-7, drawn 1, scored 25, goals per game 3.1. Doesn't really do a lot for the people that go, yeah, but if Haaland got injured, doesn't back up those stats. City did fine without City won a title before Haaland joined and did fine without a top striker. Yeah, I mean, they did have Aguero for about 7 or 8 years. They did have Aguero. I'm not sure we can say they did fine without a top striker. They had Sergio Aguero at the club. And while they had no Haaland, they still had Mahrez. They still had David Silva. They still had players like Rodri, De Bruyne. listen, I'm not saying you just need a striker, but big guns help you in the big moments. So I'm sorry if anyone's going to put our squad on a par with City. I think they're absolutely crazy, but you do you. You do you. If we're talking about this month, Gibbs White, I'd take him in a heartbeat. I think a striker would benefit us, says Samantha. More for the goals, as goals win games. Absolutely. Goals win games. Got to have goal scorers. Got to have goal scorers throughout your team. And I don't think we've got enough of them. I know we see like Richarlison have scored 3 or 4 tap-ins and we go, oh, he's back and we need better. You've got to have some top scorers in your team. Bobby has said, or Ollie Watkins, but we won't outlay. Listen, Bobby, no way on earth would Ollie Watkins join Tottenham from Aston Villa. First of all, they wouldn't sell him to us. We're in a race with them for top 4. I just can't see it in any way, shape or form. I don't see that he would leave us for them. Leave them for us at the moment. I just think Villa's a good place. I'm not saying we're not a good place to be, but Villa seems to be a good place as well. Yeah, Dazza, yeah, because could you imagine if it was the other way around and we had signed Dyer from Bayern, it would be a fan meltdown. It certainly would. And thank God we've not done it. Shem Tan, thank you so much for the super chat. I said the difference between Arsenal and a teabag, the teabag stays in the cup longer. Oh, the jokes are all coming out. Let's not speak too soon. In 2 weeks, we could be through in the FA Cup or out. Let's not speak too soon, right? We've got a very tough FA Cup game coming up. Let's not speak too soon. Spence's a Lewisham boy. Should be supporting him. Listen, I've got nothing against Jed Spence, but it's just not working for him. It's not working for him. Big up Joseph. Yeah, so get well soon, Henry. Get subscribing to his and Savva's channel. Yeah, please do subscribe to Henry Wright TV as well. That would be much appreciated. Still people going, Bill wants Nicky Butt. Jimenez, Gyökeres, Henderson being chucked about there. Illing Jr. being chucked about. I'm sure we could get Alvarez. Which one? Which Alvarez? There's a few Alvarez's in world football. You've got Alvarez at West Ham. No chance of getting him. You've got Alvarez at Man City. No chance of getting him. Which Alvarez are you going to get? Gaz Spurs. I'd love Tomori. Big up, Gaz. I would love Tomori. Great defender. Really good defender. Homegrown. I don't know his contract situation. I don't know the cost, but I would definitely like Tomori to be part of our squad. The likes have stopped. Smash those likes, people. There's 688 of you in here. 439 likes. Let's smash that button and get these likes to over 500, please. We finish this now. Said we need a right winger. Sule or Bakayoko. I would love Bakayoko. I would absolutely love him. Samosa said a bit of experience for Cruz. Gav North said, why do people going on about Dybala? Bad for the system. I can't disagree with you more, Gav. Dybala is that missing stardust. We need stardust sprinkled over us. And he would be absolutely brilliant. He's a fantastic footballer. Goals, assists, can play anywhere across the front line, out wide, midfield, up front. Top footballer. Can you imagine Paulinho in front of Romero? Yes, we would have a lot of suspensions. I've got no doubt about that. Joseph has said Eze. Ivan has said Calvin Phillips. Ash 7 has said, what's the hype with Dybala? He's missed 29 games since the start of last season, always injured. Do you know what? He misses less minutes a season than Christian Romero. Just going to drop the mic there. Less minutes than Christian Romero. Let that sink in. Over the last 5 years, he's missed less minutes of football than Christian Romero. When you're saying always injured, does that mean Romero's always injured and he shouldn't be at Tottenham? Fans are going mad if anyone suggested that. What Stardust do we need, Savva? Who do you want us to buy to get us there? I don't think anything's going to happen this window. I think we need an Osserman. I think we need a Kratchkilia, a midfielder that scores goals and a lot of goals. I think we need a wide man that is stardust. I think we need our very own Salah. or our very own Mahrez or Foden. I think we need something, just something that you look at and go, yeah. As I said, I look at Kulu, I look at Brennan Johnson, I look at Hill, I look at Solomon, I look at Richarlison, and there's no one there where I go, you're going to fire us to a title. You're going to fire us to a trophy. I'm not knocking them. They're good players. I just feel that the clubs that win things, they have that stardust. People can mock me for saying this all day long, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Big ups to absolutely everyone inside. Keep smashing that subscribe button, people. We're now only 25 away from 12,700. The link is in the chat. It is pinned, so please do smash that button. I will try and get to as many comments as possible, as always. And we are 30 likes away from 500, and there's 735 people in the chat. It's absolutely madness for a Thursday morning. It is Thursday, isn't it? For a Thursday morning. Yes, it's absolutely madness. Lots of people talking about Ezekiel Fernandez. I need to go and watch this lad. I don't know enough about him. Mr. Box Office has said, a big up to you, has said again, great Dye's gone. So now there's more pressure on Ange then, because if we're rating transfer windows an 8, well, then compete with Man City for the league and try to win the cup. Jesus Christ. Talk about putting pressure on the manager very, very, very quickly. Jesus Christ. Beyond 72 said if Levy can charge big club prices for season tickets, he can spend big club money on players. Yes, he can. Should be able to. Chiesa, I would take him in a heartbeat. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100 million for Ivan Toney is mad. I agree with you. That's what they're going to ask. That is what they're going to ask. You know they are. You know they're going to ask that money. Otherwise, I think he would already we know Arsenal want him, and I think they would have already had him if he wasn't that expensive. Surf South wants another youngster. I'm okay with a youngster as long as you're bringing in some quality around it. Elliot said, I like Mbuemo at Brentford. Yeah, I would have him over any of our wingers all day long. I'd have him over Kulu. I'd have him over Brennan Johnson, over Kulusevski all day. Pace to burn, scores goals, strong on the ball, great team player, can assist goals as well. 7 goals, 3 assists, and last season 9 goals and 8 assists on a lesser side. All day, all day. Big up, Alex. Above average John Carew. Do you know the funny thing, Alex? I looked this morning. Erling Haaland, since he's joined Man City, has scored 71 goals in 75 appearances. 71 in 75. Can you imagine? And our fans go mad because Richarlison. Oh, sorry, I've got to move the dog. Oh, come on. All right, come on, go in your bed. Good boy. Sorry, white hair everywhere now. Our fans go mad because Richarlison scores a few goals finally, tap-ins. Haaland 71 in 75 is disgusting numbers. Disgusting numbers. That's Messi, Ronaldo levels. Agreed, Ellie. Completely agree with you. I think he's at the right club at the right level. If we're going to be brutally honest. By the way, just a chance for me to let you know. Don't forget. 3 p.m. I will be back with Football Fever. Monday's Football Fever at 3 p.m. is always going to be LB and Judge Mo. Thursday's Football Fever at 3 p.m. is always going to be Dan Potts from Football's 12-Man Podcast and Kaz from Never a Foul Media. So United, Arsenal and Spurs all on the panel, and we'll be looking at all transfers. We'll be talking to those clubs, getting their take. 2 clubs that are not doing amazingly at the moment, but still early in the season. Philip Bidwas, that's 3 o'clock. And at 8:30 tonight, Spurs Unleashed. Myself, Will Stewart, Iggy, and Alan Clark, possibly Danny Kiriakou, but we all know Danny Kiriakou. We never know. So please join us for those 3 o'clock and 8:30 p.m. Big up, Nick. Big up, one of my favourites, Nick. Yes, 17 likes away from 500. And we're going to go for another 6 or 7 minutes or so, maybe another 8 or 9. You know what I'm like. Noob has said Yao Pedro or Santiago Jimenez. Do you know what? I think Yao Pedro is a phenomenal footballer. Just doesn't score enough. But work rate, control, touch, everything looks very, very, very good. He's a real handful. He really, really is a handful. So big up to Yao Pedro, good player, and Santiago Jimenez. Yes, Dyer's got, don't worry. There's been plenty of talk about that, Mayo. Dyer going to Bayern. I never saw anything concrete linking us with Jota. I think it was just he played for Postecoglou at Celtic, and he's not having a great time of things over in Saudi Arabia. So does he join Tottenham? I'm not sure. But yeah, me too. Bum rush. Love it. Matt O'Reilly from Celtic, really good player. Really, really good player. Alex has said Kane still helping Spurs by pulling Dyer over to Bayern. What a stud. Yes, thank you, Harry. We salute you and thank you for everything you've done and continue to do for this football club. Bobby has said, Mr. Box Office is like my missus, always asking me for more. Guys, listen, Bobby, there's no need for words like deluded. I say that and I get in trouble. So no need for words like that. Listen, he's just got a different take on things to you. And we need different takes to make the world go round. Jason has said, Angie's no dickhead policy means that Tony is a no-go. Interesting. Absolutely. We started the show off by saying this, by the way. If anyone thinks I missed this, go back and watch the first minute of the show where I have said, the best wishes to Sven Eriksson's family, and hopefully he can see out his last year or so in peace. Keep subscribing, people. We're only 20 subscribers away from 12,700. The link is in the chat. Thank you to absolutely everyone over the last 2 weeks. It's been amazing. I've got loads of shows coming up for you, as always, during the transfer window. And hopefully you'll join me for Football Fever at 3 and for Spurs Unleashed at 8:30. Be interesting to see. I want to get Iggy's take, Will's take, and Alan's take on our transfer window so far and what we should be expecting moving forward. Take a Not, I said, I love him, Bumo. Also, he's only 24 years old. Every time I watch Brentford, he's the one driving them. I agree. I like him. I like him as well. It goes to show it doesn't always have to be a 70, 80 million pound player. I agree. Mark wants Jimenez from Feyenoord. Real Madrid want to bring Haaland and Mbappe in the summer. Imagine Haaland and Mbappe in Real Madrid. They would be unstoppable. Haaland, Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. Look, but we've seen it. But on paper, I don't disagree. But we've seen it before. Sometimes when you put too many Galacticos in one team, it doesn't always work. But madness. Go get Ronaldo and Messi. Think of the marketing. Yeah, that's going to happen. Paul Watkins has said, Savva, how much more money do we have to spend on transfers? Also, what players would you bring in to complete our squad? Who is at my front door? 1 second. Oh, it's next door neighbour's black cat. Goes my front door. You know the ring where it says someone is at your front door? This cat constantly going past, constantly all day. I think he's stalking me. Barry, what have you just sent me? What on earth is that? Ellie has said, Savva, did you watch Real Madrid Atletico 5-3? I've seen the highlights. Yeah, I was streaming, funnily enough, when it was on. But yeah, I've seen the highlights. Big up, Alex. Always, bro. So respect to you, Savva, for reading my comments. Please like and subscribe to Savva. Thank you. Yes, please do like and subscribe to Savva. We are flying along nicely. Modric on a 1-year deal. Please. What a footballer Modric is. What would our midfield learn from him? Absolutely amazing. When we said Tony isn't worth 100 million, Tigaro, Tony is worth whatever Brentford want to charge for him and whatever anyone pays for him. The difference is Harry Kane had 1 year left on his contract and was 30 years of age. Huge difference. Context is everything. Context is everything when we're talking about players' prices. It's not just about who's better. Yes, Kane is miles better than Tony, but had 1 year left on his contract. Ivan Toney is one of very few goal scorers around. So that's why he's going to go for big money if he does go. I think he'll stay, but we'll see. Good morning to Strasbourg Steve, who was joining me for a show the other day and fell asleep in true Strasbourg Steve style. Much love, bro. Hope you're well. Breaking news, Bayern are changing their name to Dyer Munich. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Absolutely, Bill. God bless Sven. Think we all loved him. Guys and girls, there is another super chat here from Shem Tan. Sorry, I did go through that. Sorry, but thank you again for that, Shem. Thank you so much. John Ellis always says, Savva, how's the channel going to work when you start your new job? We'll see when, if, how, all of that. How's the channel going to work? I will still do my streaming. It just won't be. Listen, the 10 a.m. shows are really, really strong and lively during the transfer window. During the non-transfer window, they're not. I'll still do as much as I can, probably more evenings. But obviously, it won't be all day because I'll be working. But listen, a few things I need to figure out, but don't worry, I won't be going anywhere. Mini eggs, that's the word I was looking for. That looks banging. Bring some around to me, please, Barry. That looks banging. Listen, people, I'm going to ask, please do like and subscribe. We are going to end the show there. Please do like and subscribe. Bumrush says, Savva, rating for this window if no more business. I don't do this. Everyone who's been in the show will tell you I don't really do the out of 10 thing because I only think you can judge a window when we've actually had the players for half a season and seen what they've contributed to the club. People have done this for years. People did this under Conte. They rated a window 10 out of 10. Then when Conte started losing games, it suddenly went to, but he wasn't backed. But hang on, people were rating it 10 out of 10. So for me, this is one of those things you have to look back in hindsight and go, well, it wasn't a good window, or it was, depending on what the players offer. Solanke linked with Newcastle, apparently. Wilson, another one who's always injured. Tigara said champion teams will always beat a team of champions. I mean, there's been circumstances where players have had superstars. I mean, you look at, Barcelona were unstoppable with Suarez, Neymar. That was nearly words. With Suarez, Neymar, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Puyol, Alba, Alves, Piqué. You can name the team. So that was a team of champions. Doesn't always work. Look at Real Madrid when they had all the Galacticos, Roberto Carlos, David Beckham. A lot of that team, it struggled to click. So it goes both ways. But certainly Mbappe, Vinicius, and Haaland in the same team is scary. Listen, thank you so much, Tigaro. Always appreciate your support. Much love to everyone. Guys and girls, we will be back 3 p.m. for Football Fever. Please join me at 3 p.m. It's always good. We have a quick hour with fans from other clubs. It's really, really good. Just three of us in the panel. And it really is good to get their take on Spurs, their take on their own clubs as well. So please do join us for that. And 8:30 tonight, Spurs Unleashed. Savva, Iggy from Tottenham away, Will from Tottenham away, Alan Clark from Time Added On, and possibly Danny Kiriakou from Tottenham on tour. So please join us then. Much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. I think it's 11:30 exactly. Nice little cheeky hour and a half. Take care, everyone. See you later. And as always, come on, you Spurs.